Yo, what's up, everyone? Today, we're going to continue the tradition of me pretending like I don't like Pokemon by talking about Pokemon more. So specifically, today we're going to be talking about a fossil manipulation glitch that's only present in the Japanese version due to the select button glitch, which I will get into more later. But I want you to be able to do this at home as well. No. What was I going to say? So you can follow... Wait, so you can...
Just at home as well.
You know what? We'll go from here then. Okay, so I want you to be able to do this at home too. So what I'm going to be doing is including the save file along with the spreadsheet that we're going to be talking about in like a Google Drive. However, obviously, through either save backup devices you can use, or your like back up your Pokemon Green and use it in either like an emulator or use it on real hardware. Just make sure your backup of Pokemon Green has the same name as the save file we upload, and then you can literally just do this at home too, and you know, do whatever you want with this spreadsheet. So what this is my Pokemon knowledge is more limited, so I do have mathematical and Pokemon help here today. So, and clearly help with my intro, because this is, I don't even want to talk about it. So why don't you start explaining some of the more Pokemon specific things when it comes to the fossils and the trading the fossil and all that jazz?
Yeah, so as you know, if you know stuff, unlike John here.
Yeah, I don't.
In Generation 1, there's a total of 3 options for fossils that you can get as you play through the game. One is the binary choice of getting either the Dome or Helix fossil in Mount Moon. That's after Brock and Pewter City and before Misty and Cerulean City. So we're going to choose to use the Dome fossil in this case. We were doing a legitimate playthrough of this game. That's the one we chose. This is also possible with the Old Amber, which eventually turns into the Aerodactyl that you get from the museum that's in Pewter City. That requires that you have at a minimum cut. You can go back through Diglett Cave, right around Lieutenant Surge of Vermilion City, get back up at Pewter City from the south, and then enter the museum once you have cut. You can't enter through the front, you've got to do a little side entry. So having one of those 3 fossils is necessary for this glitch. You've also got to be playing the Japanese, red or green, as we discussed.
And to me, like, probably the most interesting point of this is no external tools. You can do this with your real cartridge on a real Game Boy with no Game Shark, no action replay type stuff. This is just completely baked into the game as far as how this works.
That is true, and for everything with this point forward, at least related to the spreadsheet, it has been set up geared specifically towards Pokemon Green. If there is a large need from the community to program in the encounters that are red specific, that could be done with not too much effort, but just know that we are catering a little bit more towards green in this case.
And I figured most American people, at least that, or in this case also European, are probably just more interested in green anyways, just as that's like a version we didn't get. And to make things doubly clear, this is also completely on real hardware as well. This is a Super Game Boy 2 through a Super Famicom. So it's going to work the same way as like a Game Boy or whatever. So in that sense, how we got to this point and why this is happening. So the missing number glitch. We were playing and he was like, oh, let's just try like the missing number glitch and just like do that. It's cool, whatever.
The old cliche that was known around the playground of surfing on the east side of Cinnabar Island, half on land, half on water, up and down.
This is definitely one of those things that it's like playground rumors, like, oh, I saw the secret 100 and wait, how many Pokemon are there? I got this. No, the secret 152nd Pokemon missing number, and you'd be like, no, you're completely full of it. There's no such thing.
Or the Mew under the truck.
Right. However, missing number was definitely legitimately real. So how that works, I don't think I really need to give that much of a rundown for most people because it's been talked about completely to death at this point. However, what it is once you talk to the old man and he teaches you how to throw the Pokeball and all that, your actual name gets stored in the Pokemon encounter data, if I'm remembering correctly. And because of that, when you fly to Cinnabar does not immediately change on the coast your wild battle table, so then it starts pulling the data from your name that got stored there because you didn't hit a point where it reset yet. So that's why that worked in that. However, as you can see, we pulled up this forum when we were trying to do it, and we're like, there's no encounter at all on the side of Cinnabar. And what we found out is, surprisingly, that was a glitch that got introduced into the international versions. Now, to be honest, I don't know if this works in stuff that like the French translation and stuff. I genuinely don't know, but at least as far as like the Americans concerned, I was kind of surprised that the missing number glitch was not a thing in the original Japanese version, and I think that's solely because there is straight up no encounters programmed for the edge of Cinnabar. So when you surf on there, nothing happens, and they probably just try to fix that, add an encounter there, but then it actually make you like reset the encounter table, which caused that in the first place. So
there were a lot of encounter differences overall between the Japanese versions and the international ones that the rest of us played. There's all kinds of things like all of the water that is inside of the different towns and cities, none of that has encounters. I didn't quite realize that at first going through this, but when I had to hard program all of the encounters manually that you'll see later for the use of the spreadsheet, that just doesn't exist. So they did make an effort to fix these games, which is kind of funny in retrospective. Yeah. It is better than the Japanese ones. But yeah, they did things like, okay, if you're surfing at all, there should be an encounter. And they put in a bunch of kind of exception handler type deals to do that. But one of the oversights like this is that east
not
side of
Cinnabar
Cinnabar
the encounter table at Cinnabar, correct. So we reached a bit of an impasse there, and then we couldn't do the missing number glitch to see that. But then we got to brainstorming, well, how do we see missing number in this? And this was one of the first forums I came upon talking about how you can't get missing number. What you can do is the trainer flag glitch, which is like how a lot of people get Mew. A lot of people know this as the Mew glitch right here. So the thing is, we've already done that once. We already have a Mew, and we made a very, very silly mistake.
Yeah, that mistake was, as we were trying to do this to get another Pokemon of our choice, there's only a certain number of trainers that have this long range view. So when you get into trainer battles, you've got your spinners, you've got your guys you got to get right up next to. There's certain ones that when you're all the way off the screen, when you take one step on, that they trigger that battle. They're kind of the sneakiest of trainers. So there's a couple of those around. We utilize the guy that's probably most well known. That's on Route 22 above Cerulean City. When you go left, where you find the Abra. Yeah, all that good stuff. So we're talking this little patch of grass up here. We used him for the Mew glitch. He's not the only one. There's a bunch of trainers in and around. You can find that list online. So we were going to use, we'll just use another one. Well, we're kind of completionists at heart. And during our playthrough, we were trying to do just to enjoy the game. We had fought every single trainer on that list already, ergo kind of blacklisting us from being able to do the trainer flag glitch at all.
Correct. And the first thing he was trying to pull up was, and I can't find the exact forum where this one was being talked about, but like there was some subsect of this where you'd end up in Lavender Town, which is the funniest thing ever, but that didn't seem to work for us. Now, what I think I can't remember which one of us found the fossil glitch first, honestly, when we were playing, but what I do want to point out is there's like surprisingly not that much information on it. And the one channel I found, at least if we're talking about English speaking stuff, I'm sure there's some Japanese speaking stuff. The thing is, I was trying to look at encounter rates through like Japanese Google and trying to find different websites. Surprisingly, at least as far as I was seeing, the Japanese player base doesn't get as intricate with like Pokemon encounter rates and stuff as we do in the West, which honestly kind of surprised me. So it's already kind of really hard to find information about this glitch to begin with, let alone stuff that's in English. But this channel right here, I want to highlight this. This channel popped up, and they're one of like the only ones I can find that actually talk about this glitch, and they have instructions in English and stuff like that. So granted, they don't have all the math on this and stuff, and that's not to dog on them. This math is stupid, ridiculous. Nobody has any real world purpose to be doing this, but they covered it first. They covered it like as far as I can see, but it's still, this information was from like 4 years ago, and even then, it's just like how you do it. Now, at this point, let me get into what the select button glitch is, because this was my first thought. So I don't know if anybody has seen the Pokemon Green like bug hunting videos. I forgot the YouTuber's name. That guy's really good, and he's talked about this at length, pretty much almost playing through the entire game by manipulating different parts of this. So if you start reordering something in only the Japanese versions, and that includes not Japanese yellow, I believe, because I think they fixed this like immediately with Japanese yellow. And wait, did Japanese yellow come first, or did our American red and blue come first?
Okay, so the general timeline of events, you had Japanese red and green. Then you had Japanese blue. Japanese blue was considered an improvement on the Japanese red and green. That was next. Then we had international red and blue, which was taking all of the fixes from the Japanese blue, but splitting back into the red and green style version exclusives and all of that type stuff. After that happened, I do believe that yellow was just on everything kind of all at once. Okay. Maybe the Japanese one was a few months before, but things were pretty ironed out by the time that the international red and blue came out.
So at that point, so it's still in Japanese blue, as we can see by this cool little screenshot right here. So what this is, say you're going to reorder something and you press select to start reordering it. If you just press B twice and you back out and you don't like interact with another menu again, when you go to interact with the menu, like a different menu or whatever, it's still holding the value of where you left the cursor. So in this sense, wow, very professional. In this sense, say you went to your PC and you like did and I'm not saying this is a specific way this glitch would work, but say you selected like the 20th slot in your PC in one of your item pools, and then you went to the Pokemon menu in battle, the cursor is going to be left off in the 20th slot, which does not exist for the Pokemon table. So that's why a lot of shenanigans can happen with this. Now, I will say this up front: if you're playing this like with a real cart with a real save file, be ultra super careful with this. This will like completely crash your game if you don't know what you're doing, because it is straight up. I think this would be considered like to the point of arbitrary code execution, because it's just executing data from the wrong tables and just doing completely nonsensical things with it. Granted, nonsensical in the sense this stuff has been, wow, I honestly thought it'd be more documented in Bulbapedia. Wow. So anyways,
yeah, this is pretty niche and out there. There's as people who are really into these games know, there was a tiny amount of room to work with on the cartridges back at the time of the Game Boy. The Japanese gentleman involved did an excellent job trying to cram as much game as possible into these, but there's still only so many bytes to deal with. The RAM had to get real creative with all the information that's being stored at the same time. So every once in a while there's a backdoor glitch where the RAM that has to do with an items messes up Pokemon, which messes up all kinds of other stuff. And us digging into this, looking at what other people have done, we kind of pieced a lot together, and that's what we'll show you today.
Right, because in the sense that as far as an English-speaking audience, besides like at most, oh wow, well, there you go. That's the exact YouTuber I was trying to say. So this is the thing. There's like maybe 2 people at most that I'm seeing actually talking about this stuff in depth. So I feel like there's definitely there definitely needs to be more information about this in English. And if I'm going to do anything, I want it to be not derivative of what has already happened. I want this to be incredibly extensive and something that you could, like I said, easily do at home just by using our backup of our save file. So at this point, I'd say what we want to do is probably open up the game and start talking about the setup for this glitch. So if you would be so...
Yeah, so for convenience, John's going to prepare a save file for you to have. But outside of that, we are going to explain kind of what state of the game you've got to be in. So as we've explained, we messed up the trainer fly glitch. No more trainers left. Correct. This is kind of nice. You've got to be as far as Cinnabar Island, where the 7th gym is located, but you want to have, for the easiest sake of doing this, not have yet given the scientist in the 3rd room in a fossil. So we've prepared the save file. We're here. You're going to want at some point a free Pokemon slot in your bag.
Now, I don't think you have to, but if you don't, then the fossil's just going to go straight to the PC, and I don't know if that would cause any additional issues or anything, so for the sake of the save file, your 6th slot is going to be free.
Yeah, just keep the 6th slot free. You're going to want to have a flyer on you. This is going to help get you to all the different locations that are going to help get to manipulating your experience, which we didn't really explain yet, but we'll get there.
We'll get there all in due time. It's a journey, not a destination. And during the journey, what my guy here is going to do, he's going to talk to the gym door 5 times for some reason and completely interrupt the glitch each and every single time. That way we have to spend an hour trying to prep this thing for no reason. So that's part of the steps, just so you know. You mess it up at least 5 times, then you reset on the 6th time. It's like, it's just part of the glitch. So
that's my thing. I like that door.
That's right. That door is awesome.
So yeah, I've been doing that a lot in practice. You really do. Once you kind of get going on this glitch, try not to stray too far from what we're doing. There's all kinds of things. If you just hit pause in the wrong spot, that can jack everything up.
Right, because like as soon as you open up another menu, that's where it's going to be pulling the value of your cursor from. So that's why you pretty much want to follow this to an exact T, and
we're going to assume you've played this game before. We're going to try to not over or under explain the game itself, but Cinnabar Island is where my guy's at down there right now.
Right, and one of the best tools for playing through this stuff nowadays that like we didn't have access to as kids and stuff is like just open up Google Translate on your phone, point that stuff to the screen. Now, like some of it's silly and very broken, but like you can definitely tell where you're trying to go. The other thing you can do is reference if you go on Bubblepedia, a lot of times they have the straight up Japanese names of things, so you can see like, oh, what is this city called in Japanese, and you can kind of cross-reference with that as well. So honestly, again, like I have at most 8 hours of Duolingo and it's not helping whatsoever. So if I can do it, so can you.
So over in this corner, this is our scientist guy that we're going to want to give the fossil to at some point here. We're on Cinnabar Island, as we said. The Pokemon Mansion is part of this glitch. Mm-hmm. The reason being is that a wild Pokemon is needed at some point after you've already done the experience manipulation.
Without having to open up another menu.
The door, the classic door. This is Pokemon Mansion over here, if you don't know. We can't interrupt it with flying to another location mid-glitch. So that's why you're kind of stuck on the island, and you also cannot surf
because there's no encounter there.
Well,
and
there's
you
no
have to
encounter
open up
there.
The menu. I'm not smart. Okay,
yeah. Even if you surfed one more block out, you can't open that menu. So we're not going to do the glitch yet. We're going to let this hang out here. We'll let the game run
while we open up the spreadsheet. Correct?
It is spreadsheet time.
And this is why I'm not doing this video myself.
Black screen.
That's right.
Now we're here. Okay.
Spreadsheet time. Now we're gonna make this bad boy public, and you got it in a way where people can't destroy this, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Try to balance, being able to manipulate it without breaking it for everybody else. If for some reason you think this is truly broken, comment down below and let us know, and we'll get it all fixed. So as said before, I like Pokemon and I like math.
That's right.
This is kind of my thing. I went way too far with this spreadsheet, but the whole deal is we were trying this glitch ourselves about a month ago, and we were doing all kinds of stuff with looking up on Bulbapedia and other sources. How much experience do these Pokemon give you?
Correct.
We're trying to get to this next number to try to manipulate this, and it took like 40 minutes to try to figure it out to do it once, and I wanted to be able to do it just selfishly for ourselves much quicker. So I spent about 8 hours making a spreadsheet so that way it would be faster, but this will have the unintended consequence of us being able to demonstrate it much quicker, as well as other people being able to utilize this. So the glitch, the math. We'll start with this sheet. There are a bunch of sheets here. We'll explain them all.
How about you pull up the game again so we can see what's in our party, and then we can take it from there?
Yes, we can do that. So the first number here, the current experience of our Pokemon, we'll show you where that's at in the game, so we have a starting point of what we're doing here. So if I go to our Pokemon, we're going to pick this totally legit Mew we've got here.
Mm-hmm. I got this back in the 90s in the dumpster of a Japanese Taco Bell, if that's even a thing in Japan. And then I found this cartridge and it already had Mew on it from the legit event. So that's where we got this Mew from.
Yep. And okay, I kind of went pretty fast there. You do your status screen. So you've got all of your stats, your ID number, that stuff. You want to blow through, go to the second page. So you have multiple numbers here. He's level 44. The total amount of experience being 78,303 is the only number we care about.
Okay. So in that sense, let us...
Back to this. So that was 78,303. That's what we're going to go with. So what the game is unintentionally doing is the RAM's getting mixed up. It's accessing this number in the middle of the glitch. And we have a thing called a modulation, which is a math thingy.
And I will be honest, I don't know what that means. What is a modulation?
We're going to explain here.
Okay.
So if you remember back in the days of doing some long division and that type of thing, if you've got, let's say, 28 divided by 5, you've got your 28 inside the little house, the hut, not of the pizza sort. And then to the left of that, you have your 5. You're going to write down on top of the house how many times 5 goes into 28, which is 5 and some remainder. So then you've got your 5 times 5, right? 25 underneath. Then you're going to subtract those. You get a 3, all that kind of good stuff. The whole idea is that this is looking at a remainder when it comes to division. That is what's happening here. So as you know, this being a 8-bit game.
So what is happening here is this is my favorite thing in the world. These are overflows. And what this is, one of my favorite examples of this is if we're talking about Final Fantasy VII and we're talking about Vincent, he has that his best weapon. I think it's called Death Penalty. And what that does in that game is that for every monster or enemy or whatever Vincent personally defeats, it adds a number to a multiplier on his weapon. So what happened with that is in order for it to not crash the game if you end up getting a number too high, it starts to overflow. And what happens with Final Fantasy VII in that case, when something overflows, it starts going into negative numbers. So instead of Vincent doing, say, 3,000 damage, and you beat way too many enemies, it'll start being a negative amount. So say he'll do negative 10 damage. And how Final Fantasy VII has an exception handler being something that would happen so that a game doesn't crash is that, say it sees, okay, your damage is a negative number, the enemy just immediately dies. And people have used that in the case of beating Emerald Weapon instantly because you're just doing negative damage to him. So what's happening here is that, so our current experience is 78,000. There's not that many slots for Pokemon. There's 256 slots for Pokemon, correct?
There's 151 Pokemon, but everything built into the game has to be based on some multiple of 2. This is 1 byte, which is 8 bits. Numbers and stuff, you end up with 256 total slots.
Because if you had your other choice would have been 128, and then that wouldn't have been enough for all 151 Pokemon. So the next thing you can do is 256 slots, and a lot of that is filled with garbage data. So what's happening here is the game has an exception handler so it doesn't crash if the experience number gets into your experience mod right there. And then so what it's doing is it's overflowing it over and over and over again until it ends up somewhere within the 256 range.
Yeah, to explain this better, I'll type in 257. So what's that going to do? If you subtract 256 just one time, you're going to end up with the number 1. If we do, your powers of 2, 256, 512, 1024, so on. So if we do 513, we're going to get the same answer, but that's just because it did the subtraction of 256 twice.
Yeah,
exactly. Same if we do 1025, stuff like that. So it really doesn't matter how high this number is. It's going to subtract 256 however many times it needs to until the answer is under 256. Some number between 0 and 255.
Correct.
Coding and stuff likes to start at 0. So going back to our 78303, big number. This 223 is the first number that's important in this glitch.
So is that telling us what our slot is as far as what it's gonna...
Yeah, so
okay.
once we manipulate this and mess with the RAM and all that, it's ultimately going to look at the 223rd index number that the programmers used of the game to assign what Pokemon's in what slot.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it's not always a Pokemon.
Correct. So can you explain to me, what is this number 14 right there.
Yep. So as you go through these spreadsheets, you're going to see a lot of different colors and stuff.
I sure don't.
He's colorblind. But for the better sighted of us,
Whatever.
I like to use yellow as an input cell. We're going to use green as answers and orange as drop downs. So if you try to like overtype in a green
there's
slot,
a problem.
yeah, you're going to have problems.
Problems upstate, perhaps?
Problems upstate, perhaps. So this is our current experience. That's a thing. So we have a desired index of a Pokemon / glitch.
Now, is that what we're inputting for what we want?
Yes, this is going to be what we want. So if we go to this tab, indexes.
This is the coolest tab in the world. Look at all these pictures that are here.
Yeah, so we've got, as far as what the programmers did, we have this decimal number, which is the numbers 0 through 255. We've got the hex stuff. We've also got Pokédex numbers. So when you're going through this, we've got nice Bulbapedia links here. I figured out how to, borrow some images using some consistent little equations up there. There's everything you click on is an equation for the most part. So number 1, ignore number 0 for now. Number 1 is Rhydon, and if you follow much of the original Pokemon kind of development lore, Rhydon was the first Pokemon that they developed.
Clearly, it was M00.
I don't know if it's ever been fully confirmed, but people think that this decimal number is the order in which the Pokemon were developed.
And that would make some sense to me.
So if you go through here, you see you got Rhydon, Kangaskhan, Nidoran, Clefairy. It's kind of all over the map as far as what makes sense in terms of when you get them in the game or evolutions next to each other. But from a programming standpoint, it doesn't make sense for them to have gone back and reordered this stuff.
Right. And especially if you're programming stuff. And this is why, again, Final Fantasy VII is one of the best examples, because that game's nothing but spaghetti code too. Is that if you start, say your game's functioning, and then you start either trying to cut out some unused data or you start trying to reorganize things, it can create a litany of extra problems that you'd have to re-debug and retest completely. So that, in this sense, this is something that the user side is never going to see. So if we have Slowbro, is Slowbro really his name?
Yes,
it's not like a haha funny. Okay.
It's a Slowbro.
So we got Slowbro here with a decimal number 8. Now, granted, that's probably not what you would think. You'd probably think one of the starter Pokemons, but at that point, if you start trying to reorganize the actual slots in the programming, you're going to create so many more extra problems that it's 100% not worth it. Because again, user end, you're never going to see this stuff, except for now.
Typically, Wartortle, that's supposed to be that. If I scroll around and find him, of course, I could use the actual search function, but I'm going to see if I could find him visually. That's kind of why these pictures are
right.
a little bit nice. Wartortle, you're really letting me down here, buddy. Where's that? That's Bulbasaur.
Pokemon expert coming in clutch to not find Wartortle on his own spreadsheet.
Hey, but I knew it was 8. Okay, so there he is. He's decimal number 179, which, as you noticed, this is a legit Pokemon, but that's way higher than 151.
Correct.
So as we go through some of this, you're going to see there's some gaps in the pictures. This is a missing number, Donphan.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
So there's all kinds of odd stuff. They skipped over some numbers. Now, what I suspect is during development, we've seen later on, either leaked or otherwise, that there's some Pokemon that were either scrapped entirely or saved for future generations.
And if you want to know more about this, I'm gonna kind of just what's the word for this? Self-advertise? No, I want something a little more scummy sounding than that. I can't think of the correct word. What word am I looking for? Yeah. What is this word? I don't know either. Okay, but if you want to learn more about this, I have a
selfish plug.
Yeah. We're gonna go with that. On my channel, you can look through. I have like a 2.5 hour video, so I hope you're ready to watch like a feature length video length. What am I talking about?
A feature length film.
Thank you. God, I don't know what I'm saying. So I looked through the Space World demo of Pokemon Silver, and a lot of the unused Pokemon in the data of that game is definitely stuff that was still in like that was planned for Pokemon Red and Green, but still unused, and maybe that was still in the data when they were still making Silver and stuff like that. And you can kind of see they have like some pre-evolutions or evolutions of Gen 1 Pokemon in there that might make sense, where like, okay, like your slot 20 in here, even though that's like a legitimate slot, it might be blank because they're like, oh, we don't need a pre-evolution of Pikachu right now.
Yeah, most certainly. So harkening back to the missing number glitch, you'll notice that number 0 for the decimal is this classic.
Yeah, M00. That was my favorite Pokemon growing up.
Yeah, this is the classic. So if you did do this glitch later, what happened part with that old man glitch and all this stuff is it kind of zeroed out this slot, and that's why missing number was so prevalent in that. There's other ways to slightly manipulate it, but it definitely did that.
Because I think a lot of people, depending on the name, did get M00, not missing number, and they look nearly identical.
Correct. I keep calling this guy missing number.
That's not missing number. That's
it's
M0.
a glitch Pokemon.
That's. I think actually Bulbapedia calls it like the sister glitch to.
Yeah, this is M00. The correct names are here. If we misspeak at any point, if I misspeak at any point, this is what we're referring to. So there's a lot of formulas that does stuff. So like I've got other databases we'll show you later, but even this I didn't want to hand type. We're using math up here to go figure out what that Pokédex number is. This is looking at Cerebi, and it's using that Pokédex number. I realize that Cerebi's art section has very consistent URL names.
Yeah, shout out to whoever was organizing those images, because that's like perfect.
That's the only way this was possible. We went through and did a couple. We might do more later, but for those that did not have a Pokédex number, you'll see NA for those. We can kind of hard type in a link somewhere and it'll show up there. So what we're getting at here is there's Pokemon over here.
Wow.
Yep, there's Pokemon. Going back to this tab, how do we get? Okay, let's say we want 14. Who's 14? Maybe we want a Gengar. Maybe we don't have friends or a link cable or things like that would like, make a trade evolution possible.
Right, like who are we kidding? It's the year 2024. Nobody has friends anymore. So you want a Gengar, don't you?
You want a Gengar? He's decimal number 14. This is what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got more math. So desired Pokemon glitch. That's a thing. Why does it say that? If you look up before. Okay, so not desired. This is, yeah, whatever. This is our current glitch based on this mod and everything like that. Okay, so we want 14. We're currently getting 94.
Correct.
None of that makes any sense.
It doesn't?
No.
Wait. No. Are you serious?
94 is Gengar's Pokédex number.
Oh, is that?
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Jesus Christ.
I swear to God, he knows what he's talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. Let's go D. Doop doop doo. Doo doop boop boo doop boop boop boo. John, buy me a couple seconds of time here, son.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, make sure you don't hum anything that's copyrighted. I don't want to get taken down by, like, Warner Brothers or something just because you're humming something. What are you trying to do, like, real-time edit the name of that?
I'm going to real-time edit this formula.
Oh, okay, so I guess now is the time where, like, I need to buy time. So... have you ever heard of the Mothman? Are you done now?
Yeah, this is fixed. Okay, so the desired Pokemon is Gengar. If you have the Pokédex numbers memorized, you would have gotten there. We don't expect that. So we want Gengar. That's what we're getting at. You want to click a picture, you click a picture.
That's right, that's Gengar right there.
Okay, so the problem is we want Gengar. Our current mod is 223, which is not Gengar.
No.
So how do we make that become a Gengar?
In fact, if I remember, I think 233 is the Mothman.
I believe that's actual. That's a real thing. We need to get... We can't get less experience, so we're going to have to get more. And we're going to get more to the point where the mod is 256 and above, so it's going to round us back down to the other end of this.
Correct.
So we've got some nice math here. We're looking at, if statements, your good old inequalities from elementary school.
Sure.
We're looking at, okay, B3 greater than B4. Okay, so if our current mod is higher than the desired index of the Pokemon, then we're going to have to take 256 and subtract off the B3, the current mod, plus the desired thing. Otherwise, If we're under that number, then we simply just have to get there. So what this is going to do, if we had 47 more experience, which would be doing 78, 350, you'll see that gets us dead on. We're set up to get the Gengar.
Now, I think in the interest of making this interesting, Gengar is such a boring choice. Anybody can get a Gengar through enough sheer willpower.
We can pick somebody else.
I think we're going to be picking somebody else. We're going to be picking the Buried Alive model. Hashtag self-promotion. Go check out my Pokemon Creepypasta video.
There we go. So we have experience. I'm going to go through some more of this.
This part is my favorite because I don't understand anything that's on it.
So here we go. This you'll find on Bulbapedia all over the place. This was the experience formula. This was true for, I want to say, gens 1 through 4, something like that. Your mileage may vary. So the amount of experience that you increase in the battle is this little guy. So what are all these variables? Who knows? But they're over here, conveniently. So we've got the variable, a brief explanation of what that variable is, and numbers to go with it. This is a nice little hand calculator if you just want to kind of play around with it. So B, every Pokemon has a base experience yield value. You probably notice as you play these games, if you're fighting a fully evolved Pokemon, that's going to give you way more experience than fighting a Magikarp or something like that.
Correct. And if I have this understanding down, so if you fought, like, say, I'm just making stuff up, like 2 different level 2 Pokemon, they're going to give you different amounts of experience. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
There's a lot of variables that go into this. So that's the base experience. As he mentioned, the level of the fainted Pokemon does matter. So that is here. So you're going to take the base times that number, divide it by 7, because 7 was the number they picked.
Oh, that's strange. Okay, yeah.
We're going to multiply it by 1 over S. So this is the number of the Pokemon that you use during that battle.
It's because, like, if you switch out, you're splitting it in half, correct?
Exactly. Right. So if you use 2 Pokemon, something like that.
Oh, so you could really manipulate this if you really need to.
You could really manipulate this. So we just picked let's pick a level 5 Bulbasaur, whatever. You'd get 45 experience. Well, what happens if you split that in 2?
Do I need to talk about the Mothman more? What's going on?
Oh, I know what I did.
Okay. Can you even edit this formula?
That is supposed to be working.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's good.
Oh, wait, what? Okay, it's definitely, like, working now, right?
It's,
Or is it not? Is it not splitting it?
It's doing some stuff. All right.
Wait, why did that go up in value?
I don't know what's happening over here. We'll fix it in post. Okay. It works. Whether or not the fainted Pokemon is wild or a trainer-owned Pokemon differs the amount of experience that it yields by 50%. You get more if it's a trainer. Also, if the current Pokemon you're using, trying to get experience on, was traded from another trainer, it gets a 50% boost of experience. This was to encourage trading between players back in the day.
Now, is that permanent?
That's permanent on your Pokemon, and that includes in-game trades.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Farfetch'd and other things like that.
I don't know, that's kind of far-fetched. I don't believe you.
Good pun. So the amount of experience we're doing this, we're dividing it by the number of Pokemon used, and then we have all these things. E is a variable that I completely removed. It is related to the lucky egg, which you can't even get in Gen 1. If you had the lucky egg, it's 50% boost. Then we have A, which is wild or not, T, which is traded or not. Through doing all the math that's on the other pages, I realized that you get the wrong answer even when you're actually doing the math right, unlike over here. So I did realize it was always off by 1.
Which is super strange.
So we're going to roll with it. I don't know if maybe there's a difference in rounding when it comes to the Japanese red and green versus all of the rest of Gen 1.
Because we've tested it multiple times. The -1's always correct.
It's true, and you'll see that when we pick a Pokemon and or glitch later.
Yes.
Okay, so we need 47 experience. How do you get 47 experience? That's kind of hard to figure out if you're just looking up random base experience yields and all that. So we got a handy dandy experience database.
Oh yeah.
This math is correct over here for sure. So you can't fight a level 1 Pokemon in any legitimate means, but why not leave the math there? So what I did here, we got a Bulbasaur, we got a picture in case you don't know what a Bulbasaur looks like.
To me, everything's a Bellsprout, and that's a really cool looking Bellsprout.
That is a nice looking Bellsprout. For those of you wondering, that's actually a Bellsprout. So we got Pokemon. Okay, so he's got 64, he's got 141, he's got 208. Interestingly, a Charmander gives you one more base experience than a Bulbasaur does.
And then if you look at my man Squirtle,
he's got
worth
66.
a whole 66. I knew what they were trying to say with this.
He's worth just a little bit more.
That's right. He certainly is.
So in order to make a lot of the stuff work, I had to calculate how much experience that Pokemon would give you at every single level possible.
That's correct.
And that's for every single Pokemon. That's all the way through
again,
to good old Mew.
Really do want everybody to remember this is for one singular glitch only in Japanese Pokemon Red, Blue, and possibly Red, Green, possible. I'm so colorblind I can't even get the Pokemon games messed up.
So we've got this. Okay, so great. You need 47 experience. Well, I guess you could eyeball some stuff. Okay, what's this? A level 5 Squirtle would give you 47 experience.
That's great, but what happens if I don't want to take the time to look through a table of 1,000 different entries?
Well, luckily we have that covered for you. You'll see as you scroll down through this automatically picks out the level that Pokemon would be if it has a match of 47 anywhere within this row using the match function. We scroll down. Okay, a level 6 Pidgey's 47. Pidgey, as you'll see, has 55 base experience, Squirtle has 66, so it takes a little more leveled up of a Pidgey to get you the same deal. We can keep going. You'll see that some of these numbers aren't all that frequent. Hypno is a second evolution. That would only be level 2 to get you the 47. If we've got a Horsey level, you get it. You get the deal. There's a bunch of different options as you go. Okay, well that's kind of cool and stuff. As you know, fighting a level 5 Squirtle is only possible if you pick Charmander and it's the first rival battle in the Pokemon Lab. If you're at Cinnabar Island trying to perform this glitch,
probably
that doesn't,
not possible.
That doesn't do you any good. So, next thing, we're talking about wild Pokemon.
That's right. Things are about to get wild in here.
Most certainly. On websites like Bulbapedia, it's pretty easy to find the encounter tables. Hey, you've got a, say, 45% chance of finding a Pidgey on this route from levels 2 to 5, Rattata, so on and so forth. What's not very clear is what is the percent chance of finding that Pokemon at a specific level. That is what we need. That I assumed, let's do the Route 1 encounters, level 2 to 5 Pidgey. I assumed it would be
even split.
Even split across those levels. Right. That's not true. And on top of that, the encounter rate tables are very different if you're looking at the international red and blue versus the red and green.
So even less information is available on this.
Yes, we found one site somewhere that did some of this, but it was not a database. It was messy. It had to be turned into a nice clean database. So we'll keep using that Route 1 Pidgey as an example. Much of those data tables are in bins of some number out of 256. You'll see up here, we've got a 51 out of 256, another one, a 39, a 25, so on and so forth, all the way down to the classic 1% chances. It's 3 out of 256. These numbers are rounded for your convenience up here, so your eyeballs don't hurt. But that is back behind in the coding what they did. They picked a number out of 256, threw it up there. That's what you get. So a Pidgey, if you look it up on any encounter table online, you're going to get that there's a 55% chance of a Pidgey.
Just like everything in life, every possibility is 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't.
That's true. In this case, you either get a Pidgey or a Rattata.
Yeah, like you see, you get a Pidgey or you don't, 50-50.
That's all you get. So most things are programmed with that in mind. Every once in a while, there's some garbage that's usually with either surfing or fishing rods where things are like a third of a chance, 50% chance, a guarantee. So I had to build some exceptions. So what I did is turn those little things I found into, okay, I need a individual row for every single Pokemon at every level at every section of the game. And we were nice enough. We've got the location, the method at which you verse them in the wild, the Pokemon, what level it is at that, and this goes on and on and on and on. Okay.
So what does constant mean? Is that because it's in a building?
Yes. So if you have a constant, we should talk about some of these conditions.
Like a dungeon, like Mount Moon or something.
So yeah, there's old rod, good rod, super rod. Those are the 3 rods you get. Grass, normal stuff. If you've got something that's constant like Mount Moon, that means you're a cave. Every single tile within that cave
is encounterable tiles.
That is correct. I think there's maybe a couple other oddballs, but it's pretty much in those terms. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I said a lot of words. Okay, so let's ignore the left side of the screen for a second. Let's go over to the right. As we saw in our example, level 5 Squirtle, level 6 Pidgey, level 2 Hypno. We explained that the level 5 Squirtle really isn't encounterable.
Yeah, very, very improbable, practically impossible.
And as a wild Pokemon,
correct,
it's actually totally impossible. So these are all your options. That's great. That's just raw math. Can you find any of these? That was the purpose of doing this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So using this column E, what are all the possibles? Then tons of math over here at required level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this took a minute. We're looking at, wow, D8. We're looking at this Pokemon over here. We're looking through the automated results, the right side that we showed you. We're seeing if that's even in here. That's basically what's going on over here. That 20%, like I said, rounded, you've got a 19.92% chance for this Pidgey here. In this particular case, there is no other way to obtain 47 experience in the entire game. Back to the automated results. This is what you're looking for. This is your sheet right here. So this does all of the work for you.
So even somebody like me can use this.
Yep. Even someone like him. So you got a Pidgey, you got a nice little picture, what level you're looking for, where you go, how you find it, and the percent chance of finding it. This is important to note that this percent chance was calculated where it's not going to give you, as the Route 1 example, the 55 of finding a Pidgey in general. This is finding a Pidgey at that level in that location.
Correct.
That math has already been done. So in the case, I will see if I can kind of make a couple of options show up. No promises. You will see as you play with this that sometimes you get no results. Sometimes it's impossible. That's not possible.
Would you mind explaining at this point then, if that's not Popsicle, what you would do?
Yeah, so if you end up getting a no results, I think overall it seems like maybe you got like a 25% chance or so of getting any actual results.
And by that he means 50-50.
Yes, 50-50. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to unalive one wild Pokemon of your choice.
Banish that dude back to the Shadow Realm.
Yep. Not to cross-reference another franchise, but you're going to want to get that guy into the Shadow Realm. And now your experience is going to change, your modulation is going to change, and you're going to re-roll for a new chance. In this case, all of our mathematically possible ones pop up here. Look at that difference. You got a Machoke level 10, require level 73 Magikarp. You can find a level 18 Diglett over here, and you can find a level 17 Geodude. You can find that Diglett in Diglett's Cave at 20%, and in Rock Tunnel, the first floor, at 15% for this Geodude. If for any reason that over here, and I did find situations in which this was true, if you've got more than one chance to find that Pokemon at that level,
does it pick the one with a higher chance?
It's going to pick the one with a higher chance.
Gotcha.
In this case, there is 2 chances of the same exact probability to find your level 17 Geodude, which happened to be 15% over here. One's on the first floor Rock Tunnel, one's on the basement floor Rock Tunnel. I programmed this order column, which is just an arbitrary kind of order of events you tend to go through these games. It's going to pick the first one. you gotta draw a line somewhere.
Right.
In this case, the first floor of Rock Tunnel is a little bit easier to get to than the basement floor. So all caves have been programmed in such a way where the top floor is the first entry.
Correct.
If it ends up being that way, it's going to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to relatively quickly get to one where
there is no automated results.
Well, no, that's very, very easy to find. One where there's several options of the same guy. I know that some exist here. We'll find one for you relatively quick here. Boop, boop, boo. Type it in numbers. There we go. Pikachu. That's not very likely to be in more than one spot. Doop, doop, doo. Anybody got a number they want to throw out here?
My door is 4.
Oh. That actually might have been a pretty good pick. Okay, so Caterpie, level 5. Get a lot of those. Okay, we're looking at this column W over here. Okay, what do we got? Hey, good choice, John.
Based in Caterpie pills.
So we have a 19.92%, also known as 20, chance to find him in Viridian Forest.
Also known as 50-50.
Yep, 50-50. As you go through the games, the level scaling of the wild Pokemon increase as you go throughout. So back on Route 2, even though it's immediately before, getting that level 5 Caterpie was the most rare thing that you could find on that entire route, being this 1%. So saved you the trouble. If there's more than one value in this W and it's of the same Pokemon, which one are you going to go for? You're going to go for the 20% chance. Correct. So the automated results isn't going to even mention the other one. Go to Viridian Forest, go on the grass. You've got a 1 in 5 chance of getting this Caterpie. I think without getting too crazy, that is a majority of what the spreadsheet does.
Well, one more thing though.
Yes,
so
have at it.
We need to go back to a result that you get nothing for.
Okay, so if that's not too hard to find, let's pick a number. No results.
So in that case, we need to adjust the experience to a point where we can get a result.
Let's pick good stuff again. Could we pick once and for all the first desired Pokemon that we would want to show them? Let's pick that and we'll go from there.
Okay, there was definitely not any sort of interruption, but while this hypothetical interruption happened, the experience yield should be fixed at this point.
Yeah, it fixed itself magically somehow. I mean, it was right the first time.
Right, exactly, correct.
For those of you keen, this was a plus by accident. It didn't affect anything anywhere else. That is fixed. Now, if you split it across 2 Pokemon, hey, math, we're good. Okay. So we're going to pick a Pokemon out of this that we want to display for the purpose of this glitch here.
Right. So what do we want? Missing number entity. Ooh. A Ghost Lugia. That's interesting. However, this is where we're getting into the spicy territory. Okay, so I want something like honestly, something like this Pokemon Japanese actual character symbol Pokemon. So I want Mr. 216 right here.
Okay, 216.
That's my guy. All right, so that is my dude, Pokemon A Pokemon. He's a classic, really. Everybody know, everybody had that trading card of him too.
So we've currently got 223 on our desired Mew right here. We want 216s. We're gonna have to go way over and around, get that 249. Ooh. Okay, we've got no results. So we're going to be a little bit realistic here and try to manipulate this in the easiest way possible. So first option, if you're doing this yourself, we're going to hide this, bring up the game. We're going to look at our other Pokemon. It should be noted that whoever you decide to use, you're not going to be using that Pokemon anymore.
We'll get to that when we get to that, because I have a lot to say about that.
So we've got our nice little Haunter here. He's got 7,500.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to our other thingamajig here. 75700.
36.
Okay. 36.
No results, really. Wow.
No dice. So we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going down. Oh yeah.
God help that Venusaur.
He's not feeling well.
9525.
All right. Was it 525? Is that what it was? No results. Still.
No results.
All right, next in line.
The ever elusive 216.
This is like, this will make more sense in a bit, but this is like a really bad game of Duck Duck Goose. Okay, so what what number was he?
79.
Why'd you just open Audacity?
I'm hitting the right keys over here, I promise. We are looking at that nice Needle Queen we had there. That was a 79799.
Was that 799?
None of my stuff's working.
Oh, wait, what? Really? I think you just need to try harder, honestly.
Oh, okay, 79799. Okay, so we have a result.
Yes.
So we're gonna go with that. Needle Queen. It was nice knowing you. It's worth noting that wasn't on the screen at the time that this was happening. There we go. But okay, sorry, I don't know how to do anything. 79799. There we go. Nidoran, female, level 4, Route 22 grass, 10%.
Wait, is the male one also called Nidoran?
Yes.
Do they give different experience?
That's a good question. If only we had some data that would actually show that. Oh shit. Here we go.
It's fine. Keep it in.
Nidoran base experience 59. Nidoran male 60. There you go. Okay, now we're gonna play a video game for a little bit here.
Yeah.
I don't know how far into the video we are, but
no, I know some people I think are starting to conflate me with maybe some sort of like Let's Play channel, but I want to make it abundantly clear for those that cannot either read A, titles, B, look at thumbnails, or C, read sarcasm, that this is indeed not a Let's Play channel, and in fact you may not see footage of the game for a long time into the video, because if I just ran into this just like right now, this is the start of the video, would any of this make any sense? Okay, that's just for a couple of you out there, if you would be so kind as to continue.
Yes, so if you don't have this map memorized like I do for no reason,
and I certainly don't, I don't even know how to get to like the gyms in the same town when we're playing.
So Route 22 is what the calculator told us to do. That is this route over here to the left and or west of Meridian City. Back to the old video game. We have flown there. We're gonna get our bicycle because this is Gen 1 and damn does it take a while to get anywhere. We go over to here. This is the location of the infamous Rival 1A battle, the optional one.
Wait, why is it infamous? Or are you just saying that?
It kind of is.
Did you really get that?
Would you look at that? First try. It was a 50% chance.
That's right, 50-50.
Yep, it happened.
Explain to me this rival thing. I don't know about this. What's so infamous about this?
So in Gen 1, there is your first rival battle, which is in the laboratory.
Yeah.
As nobody says. And then over it, you know what would be a better screen to look at? The map. So in Palatown, you got your rival battle. He's going to pick a level 5 starter that is strong against yours, although not really, because everybody has normal types in the beginning. Normal type attacks, I should say.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter until level on. Rival 2, the second mandatory battle, is
that happened on like near Nugget Bridge, is that
exactly right? So okay. Nugget Bridge is a colloquial term for the beginning of Route 24. Nobody calls it Route 24, it's Nugget Bridge. You fight him as soon as you go a little bit north in Cerulean and enter that. There is an optional rival. He's just above this patch of grass here. He's for sure in yellow. He's probably in all of the rest of the games we've talked about in Gen 1. He's in every remake over there. I think most of the time he has a level 9 Pidgey and a level 8 of whatever starter. Okay. In Pokemon Yellow, if you remember, you have Pikachu, whether you like that or not.
Right.
Your rival picks Evie, which eventually is going to evolve using an evolutionary stone into either Flareon, Vaporeon, or Jolteon.
Okay.
The decision to make that isn't ever made clear while you're playing the game.
Really?
If you're a speedrunner or really into this, you know how to manipulate that. And what that is the winning or loss condition between the first rival battle, the mandatory one, and the optional one over on Route 22.
Does that like influence what he picks?
It does. So what it does is it tries to kind of level the difficulty of the game depending on what he picked. I'm pretty sure I'm right on what the options are here. But let's say you beat him here and you found him and you beat him over here. That's considered you doing really well. He's going to have a Jolteon later.
Okay.
Jolteon is fast. He's got moves, all that good stuff. We got the moves. He's going to have a Jolteon for us to play through. That's considered difficult because your Pikachu is electric type, and your attacks are going to be resisted by the Jolteon.
I want you to know real quick, the mouse cursor you were using was actually on the second monitor and not on the display.
I totally believe that. Recap: Viridian City, Route 22, Pallet Town, Nugget Bridge. All right,
Continuing on, correct. Okay.
So a Jolteon would be difficult to fight. It resists.
Right. What about a Zombreon? You know about this guy?
That's not a Pokemon.
No, but it's a creepypasta.
I don't partake in fiction. Other than, I guess, Pokemon is fiction. Whatever. Fan fiction.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be like a medium difficulty would be the Flareon. It neither is weak nor resists your moves. That's what happens if you beat him in the Pallet Town laboratory.
And then what, like lose the second one?
You either lose to him on the Route 22 optional fight or you skip it.
Oh, and is skipping like neutral kind of?
That's neutral. Skipping and or losing is the Flareon option.
Okay.
I would say the most probable route for players, if you didn't know much, would be fighting the Flareon. You just kind of went there, you went north.
Yeah.
If you're a completionist and you're good, you probably fought the Jolteon. Now, if you lost that first rival battle against the Evie,
right, and then lost also or skipped the second one,
the second one has no play in the lose condition of the first battle.
Okay.
If you lose the first battle, you're having a tough time. That's pretty hard to do. But you know, if you chose like whatever Pikachu's got like tail whip 700 times and you got knocked out, he's eventually going to evolve into Vaporeon, which is the water type.
Right.
Pikachu's strong against that. That's easy mode. That was a little long-winded of saying is, hey kids, we're on Route... 22? I refuse to say route. We're on Route 22. Route 22.
Route's not real. I don't believe that.
I don't believe in Route either.
That's fake.
Here's a Nidoran. We've got moves. We're going to pretend like we know what they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do. We have a spreadsheet for that. But
there is a spreadsheet for that. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you got the experience from the level 4 Nido dude.
I did. So on to our second page, we now have 79,832 experience. Going back to this page, going to here, going to our calculator inputs, which the reason why I'm struggling sometimes is I'm not typing on the right screen.
Yeah, it's mirrored.
Is it 832?
832? Yeah, 832.
Wow,
yeah,
that's how much experience we have.
Wow.
What is that mod 256? It's 216. It's exactly what we need. We don't need any more experience.
Look at that.
This cuts right to the chase. It tells you where to go to manipulate this on your first try. Back to the video game.
Right. And to preface this too, if you're using like a very specific Pokemon and you're not getting results, just fight something random so you can adjust your experience.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter if you overshoot, you've got the modulation.
Right.
Fight anything, re-roll your chances, see what it is. This is just the absolute fastest way if you're going to try to speed run, finding all 256 of these. This is your tool.
And so again, if you're just using the save file I'm going to provide with this video, you don't need to worry about if you have some random Pokemon with a random experience level. You have these fine Pokemon to choose from in your party already.
So the next step that's fairly important is we are going to want to put this experience manipulated Pokemon into our 5th slot.
And I will explain this a little bit now that we're at this step. So
have at it.
What happened here is through separately like looking at different sources to try to figure out how we could get a missing number. That was how all this started. I was trying to look up select glitch stuff, and again, like, see, even in this Bulbapedia page, there's only so much information here, and then trying to look up how to manipulate like wild Pokemon. I think that's what I was trying to look up. Eventually, that's when I landed on this person's channel, and then I found the video in the description where they talked about this. So that's where we got these steps from. So now if we go back to our video game here, okay. So now if we go back to here, so what it is, now that we have the desired experience, we need that Pokemon in our 5th slot. So what we're going to do here, and this save file is pre-set up for this. Now what I need you to do is walk over to that PC in the Poke Center and do not talk to the gym. The gym is not your friend. Do not listen to the gym. So we're going to go into the Poke Center here. We're going to go into our items. And this is the part where we need at least 32 items in our PC. So
we are now at the withdraw menu,
Yes,
which is where
yes.
we want the 32 items. If you've played Gen 1 a lot, you know the bag is ridiculously small. You only have 20 slots.
That's
which is
ridiculous.
what John's referring to, why there's overflow in the first place.
Yes. So you can only select up to 20 slots in your bag, which is why you have to use the PC for this, because we need specifically the 30-second slots. So this save file comes pre 32 items in the PC exactly. You can still do this with 33. You just need to select the 30-second item. So as we scroll all the way down here, what's that last option is like close, right?
Correct. So you want, if you're choosing our save file, the second to last
Right.
option, the one with a number next to it.
So here's where our handy dandy, if I can do cool stuff, pull up the select glitch. So this is exclusive to the original Japanese versions and not even Japanese yellow. So what this is I think I said this a little bit earlier, but yeah, when you press select over a cursor and you don't confirm it and you just start backing out of menus, it holds that slot for the next time you open up a menu. So let's get back to the game here. So when we select the 30-second item, press the select button and then press B twice.
You'll know that you hit the select button right if you see that black arrow there flash real quick
Correct.
to one with white.
Correct. So just only B. Now don't open up the menu again. Don't talk to any gyms. Don't talk to any people. And now what we're going to do, because we need to get into a wild battle without opening up a menu, we need to go to the Pokemon Mansion on Cinnabar.
No bicycle or anything.
Yeah,
this
no
is the
bike.
step we kind of foreshadowed.
Are you serious? Okay, you know what? Maybe this is
We gotta leave that in.
Yeah, no,
That's too good.
So, what if you, for some reason, are compelled to talk to the gym door? What you can do to restart this is go back to the Poke Center and then go back to your 30-second item. I don't know why the gym door is so compelling. I really don't.
This is like we didn't practice this like 6 times, and I did it over and over again.
See, I don't think I needed the practice, but clearly, even with all that practice, you still don't got it. Okay, 30-second item. Do not. I know the gym is really tempting. Do not talk to it. Okay, P. Don't open any menus. Talk to any gyms. I guess I really do have to stress this point. Do not talk to the gym at all.
I was showing the viewers what not to do.
Sure, whatever. Okay, now go to the Pokemon Mansion doodad. All right, now what
We
need
do want only one encounter.
Yes,
This
only
has,
one.
This area has a pretty high encounter rate,
Yeah.
so I would recommend you stick somewhere near this exit.
Correct, because I don't know what would happen if you ran into a second encounter. I didn't test that. I don't think it would help the glitch at all. So now that we're into battle and we have our desired experienced Pokemon, the 5th slot, we did the select button glitch. We didn't talk to the gym. What we're going to be doing is switching out our Pokemon to the 5th slot. This is my favorite part. Would you please click on that 5th Pokemon?
Yes, we are going to go to our sacrificial Nidoqueen.
This is my favorite part. This is straight up like creepypasta territory, and if nobody else does it, I'm writing one about this myself. So what happens is our 5th Pokemon literally, and you can't even, we tried to heal him with the Pokemon Center and it didn't work. Literally, this thing's gone forever. This thing's just completely dead. It's not coming back. So you literally have to choose a Pokemon to sacrifice for your desired fossil Pokemon. So now that you snuffed out his poor existence, now you need to run from the battle. What Pokemon did you use?
I use Nidoqueen as the
It'd
sacrificial
be really
lamb.
much more funnier to use Mew. I think that would be hilarious. But so now that Nidoqueen is no longer of this mortal coil, we need to go back to the science dude. Did you give him the fossil?
I never did. Does it matter that he doesn't have it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to give this guy the fossil. This is step 1.
Yes, this is step 1. I forgot about this step. Oh my god.
I'm not the only one that messed up. Step 1, give the guy the fossil. This is the expedited version. Step 2, manipulate your Pokemon using the spreadsheet to get the experience value at what you want to reference the index of the Pokemon and or glitch you want.
Now,
Then you get out.
I think because of what you've done, this is not going to work.
we're gonna go to the PC.
What are you gonna do in the PC?
Oh, my Pokemon!
Yeah, your Pokemon
He is wrecked. Check this guy out. Oh my god.
So, you know what? This is interesting, though, because this might crash the game. We could at least look at what happens when you sacrifice. Why don't you open that bag? Okay, hold on. I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we can... So, this is for the sake of science at this point. So, what we're going to do, we can take a look at what happened to our sacrificial lamb for science. Could you do me a favor and translate our guy's name? Did his name change? I want to know what this guy's called.
Yeah, so his name is up in the top right corner of the screen there.
Correct. And what name are we working with?
That is a 9 Peon Jeffrey.
Yeah, so that's, again, one of the classic Pokemon from Gen 1. And as you see, he's number 000. He's got 0... what's that first stat?
He's got 0 attack, 0 defense.
So that's not the best, but he does have 24.
He's got 24 speed, and he's got Japanese character 28 special.
Now, in the meta, that's pretty strong when you have Japanese character 28 special, from what I understand. And that experience number, he's got a lot of experience.
He's got a lot of experience, but he also needs a lot to get to level 1.
Correct. He has a symbol and then a lot of experience, and then he's only level 1, which is unfortunate.
His moveset, as you could see, is top tier.
Yes.
If you were doing VGC competitive battles.
Correct.
You want 0 moves and PP.
That's right. Yeah, because if you don't have any moves and you don't even need PP to use them, it's that simple. It's really smart, honestly.
And it's not about the size of the PP, it's how you use it. So we're at the point now.
I think we need to reset it because I don't think it's going to work. But for the sake of science, go collect that fossil and see what happens at least.
Okay, not until I talk to that gym door.
You cut that out. Stop it. Seek help.
That's optimal pathing.
That's right. That's what we in the biz call path tracing.
So this is how you don't do the glitch.
Right, because I think he's just going to give us a Kabuto.
Yes, which is what the dome fossil would have done. There he is. You name him this because that's
part of it. Yeah, that's necessary. And I think all we have is a level 30. Okay.
This is actually good that we showed them this because if this is the result,
yeah, then that means you messed
one of 100 things up.
Yeah, that means you talked to the gym or you didn't start with the steps. So let us start from a full reset.
A hard reset. We're doing IT 101 right here.
That's right. And they pay me by the hour for this. So
now this is good. We've talked through everything at length. We've made some mistakes. You're going to see roughly how fast you can do this if you already know what you're trying to do.
And honestly, this is, if anything, this is a teaching moment because you got to remember in life that we all make mistakes. Some of us clearly make more than others, but we all make mistakes.
So as a reminder, you've got the save file at your disposal.
This is how it's going to start right like this.
So we're here, we've got our Mew, we've got all of our Pokemon. We already know we're choosing Nidoqueen. We're going to Route 22.
Hold on. No, we're not.
After we give the scientist the fossil.
Give that scientist his fossil. We're not doing this a third time.
I was getting there.
So
sure here we go. Again, it's not important that it was the Mew or the Nidoqueen.
Yeah.
It's whoever's the easiest for you to come up with the wild encounter. But yes.
Correct.
Please give this guy the fossil before you do too much else.
With your infinite wisdom, we also have to go refight that level 4 Nidorino.
So we have to.
Are you seriously telling me that thing's name is not Nidorino?
It's Nidoran. Its evolution is Nidorina.
Oh, come on.
Nidorino is the male version.
I don't believe you.
And then, of course, Nidoqueen and Nidoking are the final evolutions of that line using the Moonstone.
You can't forget about the classic Pokemon, the Unknown King. And this is super legit and true. And that's when you have Unknown in Gen 1 that forms some monstrosity that's supposed to end the world. And I promise you, I'm not making this up. This is a real creepypasta. This is not something I made up on the spot. I just re-listened to this one the other day. I love the old Pokemon creepypastas. They're so creative. So that's not a level 4 Nidorino, is it?
It is not. So in the effort to not re-roll and re-plan everything, you want to run from every battle that is honestly, not your desired.
Yeah, this might be for the best as well. So yeah, if you're not getting that level 4 Nidorino or that level 4 Bellsprout you really want, you got to run from that battle.
Nidoran female.
Nidorino, correct. That's what I've been saying. Oh my god. See, everything's 50-50. It either happens or... I've been trying to tell him this and he doesn't believe me.
Yeah, I guess I learned statistics wrong.
You really did.
all that quantum mechanics that was developed in the 1920s.
It's complete hogwash. Yeah,
It's
50-50. See, it
Now,
either
this is
happens
a Nidoran,
or it does. Oh, it's
but
level 3.
It's level 3. We've got a 10% chance of getting the level 4 required.
Okay.
So we're going to go hunting a little bit more. There's more grass on this route. It does not make a difference, despite any rumors you may have heard, which patch of grass you're on, you know, within a route.
It's all pulling from the same table, correct?
That's true for Gen 1. I'm pretty sure that's true for Gen 2. Now,
probably.
starting in Gen 3, if you ever tried to obtain a Feebas,
That's not a real Pokemon. I don't believe you.
I think it's Route 119, something 19, the Rainforest route, before you get to Four Tree City. They actually have tile-specific slots on the river that you surf along that,
No
where
way.
the Feebas will only show up on certain tiles, and it is really hard to determine what those tiles even are because they change. They're different for every playthrough.
Really?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
If you watch big YouTube channels like MJ TV, he does a lot of good videos on just top 5, top 10 most annoying Pokemon to catch. That's one of them.
Correct. Gotcha. Makes sense. I don't know why I said correct like I knew that. I was more so just agreeing. Good. I mean, I guess at that point, it's good that there's not any Pokemon specific to that Mirage Island. That would probably be absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, I can't remember what the encounter was there. I think there's only one thing.
Right, and it's probably... I think it's just something that you can... No, are we serious?
We're pretty serious. This level 3 seems
He's really... Like, he really wants to fight.
probable. John could probably go to the wild encounter or go to Route 22 and figure out why are we seeing so many level 3 Nidoran females.
Yeah, Nido... Oh. Wow.
So looking at that, there is a 20% chance for us to get the level 3 and only a 10% chance for the level 4. So it's about twice as likely for us to see the 3s. We could also find a level 2 just as likely as the 4.
And is that... Oh, well, but then you'd have to beat 2 of them. And so then at that point...
The math is not linear.
Oh, the math, that's right. The math's not linear.
It's not linear.
See,
it's
if you just didn't mess
wonky.
this up the first time, we wouldn't be going through...
There's our level 2 that we don't need.
Excellent.
Here we go. This is part of the struggle. 10%. You know,
That's
it
right.
is what
And
it is.
honestly, like with everything, the struggle and the journey is more important than the answer. And I guess if we're talking about Persona 3, the journey's probably way better than the answer, but the answer's still important to the overall narrative and experience, but there really should have been a compendium if you're asking me. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, good. Got it.
The 10% we got, it's not great what we're trying to find. You could have fainted a random wild Pokemon respawn, see if you got something else, but 20% for most of the game, excluding
This is ridiculous.
fishing and surfing. 20% is about as high as it gets. 10's not too bad. I would say if you rolled through that spreadsheet and you got a 5, a 4, or a 1% chance,
Probably not worth it.
yeah, faint something and re-roll your odds.
This better be the level 4.
This is going to be the one.
Okay.
This is the one.
So first try, obviously.
First try.
That was a delusion that you were mass experiencing with everybody else. That didn't happen. This is level 4.
Yeah, that was the
Nidorino.
Mandela effect that just happened.
Correct. Your memories, you came from a different timeline. So now,
We've submitted the fossil to the scientists
Yes.
appropriately. We have the proper amount of experience. We're going to Cinnabar Island, the
Correct.
southwestmost city.
and remember, it's northeast, southwest. Wait, no, that doesn't mean anything without visuals.
Never eat soggy worms.
I always thought it was like never eat soggy waffles. But
It's
at the
anything that's a W works.
No, but I mean, like, that's whatever.
So we're here. We're now going to go into the Poke Center.
Yes.
We're going to go to
Select
the
button.
PC.
Yeah.
We're going to go to our 30-second item and do the select glitch that was explained so eloquently before.
Yes, and I hope that's not sarcasm. That better not be sarcasm. Okay, so 30
it's about 50% sarcasm.
I mean, some people have a really hard time understanding sarcasm. Okay, so if you would be now so kind to go back to that Pokemon match. And are you sure that Nidoqueen was in your 5th slot? It's not, is it?
It's not.
Okay.
But that's not a big deal.
It's
That's
not a big deal.
That's
Yeah.
just the PC part. I'm pretty sure it was Articuno as I was staring at it. Okay,
Oh, okay.
Nidoqueen's there.
Now, so if you accidentally do that, that's fine, because the guy already has the fossil. You don't need to reopen up any menus. So now, for the first time ever, he's going to select the 30-second item in the PC.
And yes, you do have to actually hold down, go all the way down. There are 0 quality of life features in the Japanese red and green. You can't just hit up and, roll back around to the bottom.
Was that a thing in American red and blue?
I'm not positive on there, but they got better like each game with doing that.
Right.
All right, 5th slot in the Pokemon Mansion, trying to get that wild battle. This wild battle, it doesn't matter what you get.
No.
You just need something to come.
Might
and
be
it will.
a Muck, might be a Ponyta, might be 50-50.
Yeah, who knows? It could be a Bellsprout.
It could be a Bellsprout, honestly.
Like this one. This is a fire type Bellsprout. I know most people think that doing the Terra types was a Gen 9 thing.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's the wrong
That was
button.
here. So we've got our whoever's in the first slot.
Yep. There we go.
Uh-oh. There's our guy that you saw way too long ago.
Yep.
We're going to run. We're going to go back to the lab.
Yeah. To be perfectly frank, I bet if there was like a solar flare, you legitimately might be able to get a Bellsprout in there.
Yeah, that could be.
That could be possible. Okay, now that Pokemon's been sacrificed, now we actually need to go collect our fossil. And you are never going to get that Pokemon back, ever.
We're going to carefully read everything that he says by smashing the A button as fast as humanly possible.
And look at that. Our sprite is different.
So I like Square as a name. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think it's kind of square, but like it's not that bad. Did we pick a Pokemon that completely crashed the game? Okay. So
the game is not functioning.
So I guess this would be entirely a possibility. I suppose we need to re-roll and pick a different Pokemon. This sucks.
This is one of the possibilities.
That's true.
That come up. I wanted to show you guys a Gengar because that's something that works.
But Gengars are incredibly boring, and that's not what we're talking about. People that have the attention span of an wait, do people say attention span of a gnat? Is that the expression?
I think.
Is that the expression?
I don't know. I'm done defending any of your decisions.
No. Screw your decisions. We're just gonna pick a functional glitch Pokemon.
We're going back to the spreadsheet.
What? Wait, we know that our Aerodactyl worked, right?
Yeah, that works, but I don't really love that one because we don't really get to see his sprite, even though supposedly it has the sprite.
I mean, like the sprites, it being so corrupted.
I do know if you want to go one under that Aerodactyl, I'm fairly sure the Ghost has a back sprite.
Does it?
I don't know for sure, but it sounds like maybe.
Well, then let's get a Ghost Lugia.
It might crash the game. How sure do we want to be? Hey, we do know. We were talking about why don't we pick the actual missing number?
Oh, or M00. Yeah.
You want to do the M00?
Yeah, let's do M00. M00 is going to crash the game, right?
I don't know.
I think that's one of the more common ones. Wait, what about wait, hold on. I know this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. We want
if you've learned anything, it's that we know what we're talking about.
Correct. Exactly correct. Okay, what about there's the different missing numbers, right? Exactly, correct. H Pokey. Does H Pokey work?
We're not picking any of those.
What? We don't want to do H Pokey? I think whatever. Well, so what do you? Okay. Well,
it's something that's got a back sprite and that doesn't crash the game.
I think you're being boring, but we'll pick M00 then. I believe M00 is functional. You know what?
I don't think that crashes the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. How do I open up the Bulbapedia link?
You're gonna click on.
Is there a Bulbapedia link for M0? Oh yeah, there is.
There is.
Okay, so.
Let's verify that it at least doesn't.
Okay, this is obviously bird normal.
Yes, bird normal type.
Bird normal, very common. Okay, so he's got a Pokédex entry, so that's a good start.
That's good enough for me.
I can work with that. Okay, so let's get back. Oh, we need. Let's not get back.
We need to re-roll. We need to go to our calculator inputs.
Correct. So what is our? We
want 0.
And now do I click the desired?
Yeah, you're gonna type in a 0 in that spot.
Boom.
And then we're going to unselect the 79. We're going to go back to what we actually have in the save file.
Correct.
That gives us a 73. Do we have results? We don't. So we're going to go back through our Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Pick a...
We're going to try to pick somebody that gives us a result for our desired index of 0.
So, as we've learned, nothing ventured, nothing gained. everything ventured, everything crashes. That is the age-old motto they've been saying since, the back in the day, right? Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
78303 on our
Mew?
on our Mew.
33.
33.
There we go. 10%.
What is the chance that it comes out as this
Same
again?
Pokemon.
Here we go. Oh, that is not interesting at all. All right. And
to be fair, you're complaining that the Pokemon crashed the game. If anything, that is the interesting outcome.
I guess so.
The back sprite, blah, 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 who cares? Like, we crashed the game. That's more impressive.
I guess so. That's an outcome.
That is an outcome.
So, this is some never before seen footage here. We're going to go to the scientist and we're going to deposit
this
our
is
fossil.
What I believe in the business they call the scientific method. Am I correct?
Yes. We are repeating and verifying our results.
Correct.
Right now.
And there's no bias. No biases?
Yes, biases.
Biases. I mean, I'm biased to the more interesting Pokemon. I'm not going to who's just going to do this and pick like a Gengar?
Somebody who wants something to work on the first
I don't
try.
want things to work. I want things to crash and burn. It's so much more interesting.
So we're going to go to Route 22. We're going to find some grass, and we're going to find a level 4
So we're going to do something that nobody on YouTube does, and we're going to go touch grass.
That requires going outside, which I'm not too fond of. Just to mix it up, we're going to go on this other patch of grass.
This is insane. Never seen this before.
Yeah.
Watch, first try.
First try.
That's
a
not a Bellsprout.
That's not a Bellsprout.
No, that's
a Pikachu.
That's a Pikachu. Okay, re-roll it. Now, what about that water? Can you fish in that water?
You can. I don't know if it does anything.
Oh, wait, like at all?
Go ahead and look at the Route 22 encounters. And I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no. You got a Goldeen, a Poliwag, and a Goldeen.
Okay, so if I said something incorrect earlier, there are no surfing encounters on any of the water.
Oh, wait. So there's no surfing encounters at all in red and green?
There is only on the water routes, which are between south of Pallet Town up to Cinnabar and then east of Pallet Town back up around to Fuchsia.
Thanks, Kitty.
Here's our classic level 3 Nidoran that happens
all the time. 50-50. It's the scientific wait, no, I already said scientific method. That's still not a Nidorino.
No, that's a Charmander.
That is a Charmander, correct. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. This is
like harder to get this 10% than it is to shiny hunt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is similar to shiny hunting. Not that I've ever really tried to do that because I'm colorblind. It doesn't matter.
It's the same odds, 1 in 8,192 versus 10%. That's 50% either way.
Exactly.
You're either going to get it or you don't.
I'd ask you if you read any good books lately, but I know you don't read, so.
I don't. I did my time in college.
I did my time. That's a corn song, I think.
I did my time?
Yeah, isn't it? No, at least a lyric.
And I want out?
No.
Psychosocial?
No, but also, maybe that's just like a new metal thing.
A lot of people did their time.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the new metal. Did anybody hear about that Mothman guy? Oh my god. This better be the level 4.
This is the level 2.
Okay. Okay, so in that point, you're gonna keep hunting for that level 4. Thank you.
Yeah, the Mothman, as alluded to earlier, is West Virginia based.
Okay, so yeah, he's West Virginia based, and as we all know, he first appeared in SMT, not in real life. So that's where Johnny Keel got the idea. He time traveled, and then he played SMT1. Wait, is Mothman in Megami Tensei? You know what? I don't know. So as we know,
he's in West Virginia.
He's in West Virginia. Yeah, correct. He's a West Virginia native, and let's see. There's Point Pleasant. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's in Point Pleasant.
That's right.
They've got a hotel there that's old and cool looking. It's got a bunch of green in there, which I'm pretty fond of.
Okay. Yeah, and then I think he, in some parts of the legends, that he forewarned. I'm gonna go with that. That sounds like a real word. Forewarned the collapse of a bridge. I think that's correct.
He had some predictory powers.
That's right. He was, as we all know, that the Mothman is indeed psychic. Now, thank you, Kitty. Now, whether or not he's using his powers for good, I don't know if he listened to Spider, or was it Uncle Ben that said that, not Spider-Man?
He was psychic bird type, if I remember that.
Yeah. Wait, what's the real type of Pokemon? Is it flying, not bird?
It's flying,
it's
not
flying.
bird.
Okay, yeah. Which is anything that's interesting, that, like, when you look at Missing Number or M00, that it's bird type. So that must be like a beta type for flying. This is ridiculous. Are you serious about this right now?
It's 10%.
Okay, let's see. There was somebody described him as a large bird with red eyes. And Kitty, I really don't need your Mothman input. I know you're an expert, but she wrote her what do you call those, like, college thesis things?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that just what you call them? Your like, don't you have to, like, write papers or something
For the PhD or dissertation?
the second one, I can't pronounce that one. Yeah. Oh no.
He's only got a PhD in punk rock.
Yeah, and unfortunately even that I don't really use because the world's not ready for it yet. When the time comes and the world needs me the most. Okay. Oh man, I'm trying to find Mothman on my phone now and I actually typed in Mythman. Okay.
All right, everybody shut up.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I don't know why you're talking about the Mothman over here.
Oh man, what is going on?
What'd you do? Okay.
I don't know. Oh, I think I used dig.
Oh, okay.
Battle animations are turned off.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
got time for that? All right. We deposited that fossil, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now make sure Mew's
It's in the 5th slot.
So we are going to sacrifice a Mew for this.
Yep. Sacrificial Mew.
That's right. That's why you don't see many in the wild. They all got sacrificed.
They did.
That's true. Look it up, Pokefax.
We're going to the PC.
Wow. Really?
We're going to go to the Pokemon section first, then go back out.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the items, go to the bottom.
Did you actually swap Mew in the 5th slot?
Yes.
Okay.
Select.
Back.
Little flash of the arrow.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah.
over here.
Flash of the blade, if you will.
Doop, doop, doo.
You know what?
It's tempting, but
do not talk to the gen.
I think I'm going to fight Blaine right now.
No. No, we are not. Yeah, Blaine with his famous Mothman Pokemon. That was only the Japanese version.
That would be Coco with the Venomoth.
Oh yeah, no, see, they changed it from Venomoth for copyright reasons.
That's bird dark type.
That's right.
For our viewers at
I mean,
home.
Mothman's not copyrighted though. I think anybody can use Mothman. I don't think you can trademark a Mothman.
While we're getting through the rest of whatever this is, there is some interesting stuff with the old types. So yeah, bird type was the first. When they were developing Pokemon, lots of birds, things need to have a type. And then there were too many Pokemon that weren't birds that had wings and flew and stuff, so they changed the name to flying. Interestingly, there's a lot of complaints within the community about the names for some of the other types. Most notable one, as far as I'm concerned, is the steel type.
Why'd you run from that battle?
I'm supposed to run from the battle.
No, you're supposed to sacrifice the Pokemon first. Now go back and do the select button glitch.
Supposed to run after I do it.
Oh my god.
This is streamlined. But the steel type, steel is an alloy that's, a very specific metal. There's all kinds of steel type Pokemon that are, other kinds of metal.
To be fair, how do we know what type of metal these Pokemon are?
Some of them are like a bronze color.
Oh.
And if your steel looks that way, you got other problems.
I suppose so. Well, then,
So why not name it the metal type? What's wrong with that?
What's a Magnemite? What's he? Is he steel?
Gen 1, that would have been electric only as steel didn't exist.
Right. What about Gen 2?
Gen 2 and on, it is steel electric.
Oh,
electric, steel, whatever order, who cares?
Gotcha.
And yeah, that's a fair, call him steel type. That's fine.
Yeah, he
that
looks
makes
pretty steely Danish, if I had to say so myself. Now actually sacrifice that Mew.
There we go.
There give him to the Elder Gods. Okay.
We
now
don't care, we're running. We're gonna go talk to the scientist now.
Correct. First try. First try. Do not talk to the gym. No gym talk.
I'm gonna surf on the east side of Cinnabar.
No, you're not. Okay. This time. For real. I hope. Maybe it's probably just because you gave him the square name. He didn't like that. He got shy, so he crashed the game.
You want to bet? I'm
Yeah.
picking square again.
You know what? Go for it. Or should you just give him a default name?
He didn't have enough squares. I think that's what the problem was.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, okay. Did we get it? We got it.
Let's check out our new Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Square, 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 square.
Whoa. That flashes quickly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Epilepsy warning.
Yeah. Seriously, though. Okay, so what our stats are terrible.
They're pretty bad for level 30.
Yeah.
41 HP. Not gonna lie.
No, he's actually number 000 though, right?
He's actually number 000.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull up a translation for this moveset here.
I'm curious what moves he has.
I'm gonna pretend like I can get to Google Translate on my phone quickly after I have
So you ever hear about that Mothman guy? Okay.
Enter text camera.
Yeah, camera. There we go. Okay, what we got? What we got?
It's got the the Ofuku slap.
Oh man, this is a classic.
Leaning on.
Yes, correct.
Flutter. And scissors guillotine.
Yeah, no, that's again. I think Pikachu used to have that in Gen 1. They removed that one.
I don't even know who to guess who this is. The guillotine thing kind of makes me think Pinsir, but I'm not sure.
So this moveset seem kind of random.
I don't know what's going on.
I think you should put him in the first slot though, and then go use him in a battle.
We're gonna go do that.
So obviously, fair warning, anything after this point, who knows how playable the game still is in this state? Are you serious? Did you really try to do that?
I was trying to use him in a battle. I just went
Why
to
did
go
you go
fly.
to the Pokemon Mansion?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, it is.
So as we were just saying, you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's right. Anything, truly anything could really happen. And at this point, I think it would be a waste of everybody's time I think we should just leave that tone on there.
That tone's nice.
Oh yeah, what note is that?
That's a C. We have not shown you a single shred of evidence that this works.
Should we do it one more time?
We're gonna do one with a Gengar.
Okay, it's so boring.
But with this Gengar, with this 78303, it's a Pokemon. It's gonna work. You can't get it if you can't do trade evolutions.
Correct.
And it's got a 20% chance to find this level 6 Pidgey.
So now that you have the required experience, I swear if you mess this up, I'm so over this.
That's what the viewers love to hear. That the guys producing the video are really over it.
I'm really over this at this point. Okay, go select the 30-second item. It's all about the journey, not the destination. 30-second item. To be fair, this is factoring in. It's not just about the results. Legitimately, this fossil glitch, this shows you all sorts of different results that could happen. It's not just about what Pokemon you can get. You can crash the game. You can crash the game when you go to try to fly somewhere else for some reason. I don't know why you would immediately try that before just going back into the Pokemon Mansion, but
well, because I had pre-switched that in the 5th slot.
Did you already mess this up again? Oh my god,
this is really streamlined.
Yeah, super streamlined. Like he's smart enough to figure out this whole spreadsheet, but he can't follow simple instructions. It's like there's 3 steps. Just hit the select button, back up. It's too much.
I'm gonna go fight Blaine again.
Please don't. I'm gonna leave Blaine out of this. Okay. Legend has it.
I just really like the quizzes in the gym. That's what I'm after.
Wait, there's quizzes in that gym? Or you just
okay?
I don't know. Okay, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, he's the expert.
Oh, that's a Bellsprout. That's the poison type Bellsprout.
Bellsprout is half poison type.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what am I doing?
Select the 5th one. Yes.
But he's not. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're running.
Okay, now we're gonna go collect that fossil, and please do not fly somewhere else. Just collect your Pokemon. And
Wait, I thought we were sacrificing the Pokemon in the 5th slot.
yes. What did you sacrifice? that.
Wait, the experience being in the right spot, is that
It has to be in the 5th slot. What did you just sacrifice?
Articuno?
Are you serious?
I switched them to the 5th slot and you told me it was wrong.
I didn't. Is this a bit? Are you messing with me?
God damn it!
Wait, what'd you get then? No, you didn't. Are you serious?
Reset this shit.
Okay, watch your mouth. God.
We're gonna cut some of this out. This is too much.
I mean, to a point.
I switched them at first and I second guessed myself.
Well, you should have wait, no, why didn't you? Oh, okay, whatever.
I want it in the 5th slot before I go to the mansion.
Correct. And nothing else. So I don't know why you're adding steps to this that don't need to be there. Oh my god.
We're depositing the fossil.
Okay, so you want to actually try this again?
I'm gonna talk to the scientist. I'm gonna get a fossil. It has a
Okay.
legitimate sprite.
Yes.
His name is Square.
Yep, square. Classic.
And if we go into our bag,
We have a level 30 square who is the
That is
fuzzy wuzzy little Gengar.
that is a Gengar.
That
I
is
know it might not look like it for those American viewers.
He's very unwell. Don't make fun of him.
And
Okay.
that is the glitch working seamlessly.
So why don't you go throw that into a battle while I try to wrap things up a little bit here. So got a little distracted, got a little off topic because he wants to spend 6. Okay, so maybe this glitch isn't super compatible with flying. Why didn't you go to the Pokemon Mansion?
It doesn't matter.
No,
This
it
glitch
doesn't.
works great.
Okay, don't worry about that one. So with this glitch, you can get any Pokemon you want as long as, I guess, you don't fly away. There's got to be a reason it's doing that, but honestly, I wouldn't know what it is. That is so strange.
We'll leave you with some of the intro music and one last the spreadsheet that you can find in the link that will be below.
Yeah, I'll put that in the description, and then I'll put like a Google Drive link with the save file to use for your Pokemon Green backup. Just remember, make sure your backup has the same exact name as the save file. Obviously, instead of .gb, it'll be .sav. What you can do at home with the save file: pick a Pokemon, try to pick anything in those the indexes, the database. Pick an actual cool Pokemon and not like Gengar. That's boring. And as long as you don't fly, what you didn't see off camera is that we actually got one of our doodads into battle. Like the sprites were a little messy, but they were there. They were there. So, in closing, I hope at least the journey was entertaining. That is honestly half of the point of this video, is to just go through different results of this fossil glitch, get a little bit better documentation on there while still being hopefully decently entertaining. And then way more importantly is to spread this spreadsheet around, because this information is way too intricate and actually useful to just let go to waste. So if you know anybody that's like into Pokemon, at least send them the spreadsheet, send them the save file. I don't care if you give me the watch time. The spreadsheet is what's important, and that needs to get like spread around for sure. This spreadsheet is way too cool. You got anything you want to say, since you kept trying to mess this up over and over again?
I think I've done the appropriate amount of damage.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think so too.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so then with that, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and if you want to check out other Pokemon related stuff, I got that too. I got that Pokemon Silver Space Wolf demo. I got some Pokepastas for you. I cover all sorts of Pokemon stuff, and I really hate Pokemon. So with that being said, I will see you guys later.
Bye.
Are you serious?